Just a continuation of the earlier recording. Inside, I haven't really cleaned this place up yet. I actually think I may be able to get back out here in October. Yeah, that's Boss's toy I just picked up there. He's very concerned with the whereabouts of that at all times. But in case you're wondering, the paper towels taped in the window, those are to help avoid bird strikes. I'm out here to enjoy the things that live around this place, not kill them. So, up the steps, you come to the second floor. No lighting up here as of yet, but there's plans for it one day. They have yet to be put in motion. From up here, you're looking out the rear of the building. And this is where all the little artifacts and curios that I've been gifted with over the years end up. The ceiling in here, this consists of over 300 3.5 inch or 3.25 inch wide boards that I cut with a hand saw and nailed in place, beginning on the bottommost course and taking that ceiling up one course at a time to the peak, and then from the other side the same operation. It took a long time, and I managed to stagger them all so that each set of joints is 4 courses of board apart, so there are no joints right perfectly in line with one another. It's never been finished, and it's actually taking on a good look with just the aging. The end gables, those are finished quite simply with T111. That was the quickest and easiest way to accomplish this. And that fixture up there in the peak, that's either going to be like a chandelier or a ceiling fan. Currently it's a ceiling fan, but all of this wiring and so forth is on standby while I await the solar charging system and, you know, being able to thoroughly power this place without running a generator. The big cot there, that's overflow sleeping. But up here I've pretty well gotten things under control. The floor is clean and painted. There's actually some furniture up here to hold clothing. Our bed, that area I actually put some rug down on. The rest of it is just done with throw rugs. But that's the story of the upstairs. I don't know how visible these are. Dogs of the past. That's my old setter, Kelly, with a couple of pheasants. And the old pointer, Try. And you got pictures from years gone by. Some guys still with us, some not. That fella in the middle, Dan Capel, Dan's passed away already. The other two guys, Mr. Gregg and Mr. Ard, they're both still alive. Yeah, just this cabin has become a place for me to stow a lot of old mementos. That's a picture of me from back in the day when I used to catch big brown trout. Like, I don't know how big, over a couple foot long. We never carried a tape measure, so I was never aware of how long they were. I just knew that when they were big enough you had to hold them with both hands, you had a pretty big fish. The quilts, those are all courtesy of Nancy, the quilter of the group. Adds a little color to the place. The counter downstairs, there you see some more of my ceiling work. It was quite a challenge working out here over the open, but I managed. Even put little moldings around everything. The countertop, or bar, seen down below, that's a door from an old boathouse that collapsed during a flood. I have no idea its age, but that washed up on shore. You know, on this property. I had no idea what it was or where it came from. And I dismantled it. That's really thick, like 2-inch thick tongue and groove cedar. And I dismantled that and sanded everything and then clamped it together, re-glued all the tongue and grooves. There's no nails involved. It's all held together just with glue and some braces underneath. And I added 4x6 legs. We'll go downstairs and I'll do a better look at that. The 4x6 legs made it pretty stable. The little railing around the deck here, all hand done, everything done by hand. Rumor has it other people on this lake call me the Amish because I build everything with hand tools. But I ended up with a really nice bridge. That used to be open space all the way to the ceiling. I hung rafters across there and, well, actually floor joists, and suspended that floor out to meet the front of the building. There's a look at the table, bar, counter, whatever you want to call it. The big legs that support it. It's a catch-all, and the legs are secured with these 1-inch dowels. They're just, you know, drilled down into it. Didn't use a brace and bit for that. I actually have an electric drill. And right now I'm charging my batteries. I have one of them done. The other one here, these are deep cycle marine batteries. They last a very long time, but you have to make sure they're fully charged before you leave here in case you don't get back before it freezes. And the rest of the place, the disarray over here, this is that big old box, that's full of paper and birch bark, fire starter. And then the buckets that are all over the place, these are full of split kindling. Because when you show up here and it's 25 or more below zero, you need a fire quick. You need a fire real quick. So you need to have an adequate supply of fire starter and kindling on hand. And everything else is, I mean, rudimentary to say the least. That's the stove, 3-burner propane stove. Someday a better one, but hey, that thing's been getting her done for years. And oh, the cabinets. We gotta look at the cabinets. One winter, I was here for about 6 weeks or so, and there was nowhere to put anything. So another one of those Amish projects with hammer and nails, miter box. I cut up a bunch of cedar boards that were stowed under the building and built this rather large double-doored cabinet. Then brought some hardware out and put hardware on it. After all these years, it's still holding together. It holds everything from dishes to sundry food supplies, you name it. But, you know, everything here is, I guess you'd call it, pretty crude. But then, this is a cabin. You know, I'm thoroughly aware of the fact that, you know, I'm never going to have tile floors here. Code rack, another one of those Amish projects. Several of them, so everything can be hung up. My old 48-inch Michigans, bought them at Coex Trading Post back in 1981. Been walking on snow with them ever since. And sometimes the occasional muskeg bog. That's the story. That's the inside of the place. And you know, this winter there'll probably be some more furniture show up here. Old chair or two, maybe another sofa. I don't know, maybe someday a big table for in front of this window would make sense to have a larger table. For now, that one there, that little counter there made out of plywood with the 2 chairs at it, that's just a homemade, throw together, get her done kind of project. Here you get an idea of looking out these main windows. This is the lake side of the building. Got a good view of the lake. See some of my smoke from the wood fire drifting out over there. I'm about to head home. This is the first day in 3.5 days that it's not pouring down rain. I'm going to try to get out of here. As soon as that battery's charged, I'm going. Close the drapes, put some feed in the bird feeder, and hit the road. With my trusty traveling companion, Boss. Hey, what are you doing, man? Hey, look up into the camera here. There you go. That's it. Talking to you. Yep, Boss and I are going to try to get out of here without getting rained on all day. And that is pretty much it. Oh, another thing I haven't bothered to put on video is the front of the building. A little noisy out here now with the generator running, but you know, hey, there's plans to build a little shed for that. Wouldn't take much. But I never really did a picture of the front of this place, except all the junk underneath it. This is what it looks like from the front. It's actually pretty neat looking. We always wish that faced the lake, but it doesn't. But it's very high. I don't know how high that is. That's probably 18 feet, 19 feet from the porch floor to the peak. All strung out there on them log beams. Something else for me to worry about, drilling them and securing them. Every year it's something different. Next is that center post, the one hidden right there behind the four-wheeler. That's first thing in the spring. So, plenty of work to do. I'm done. Hope you enjoyed seeing the place. The generator and the charcoal grill. Can't forget them. That's all.